Welcome back. What an interesting, this one is the face-off that they've had where I'm Maria Ressa and I'm with Richard Haydarian from La Salle and sociologist Jail Cornelio from Ateneo. Your reaction to this round, the face-off?
Fantastic. Oh, it could have been, to me, it could have been a perfect opportunity to really tease out the issues that they explained earlier on, right? But I felt that it was flat as well, in the sense that they asked rather safe questions or predictable questions to each other. And in the end, they tried to be very respectful to each other. I think they are already aware that the public perception on debates is that, at least this is also drawn from our research, is that people do not like it when candidates confront each other and they try to swallow each other alive or try to chop each other's heads off. And that might explain why they have been trying to be very respectful. And Duterte's appeal to Miriam, for example, is emblematic of that.
Right.
However, I think it was a missed opportunity. I think Mar, and I'm not trying to be biased towards Mar, but I think he took the opportunity to explain very clearly what makes him different. I think the main problem for Mar, since he started his candidacy, his campaign, is that he is always, and up till now, is perceived to be an elite and therefore elitist, and he's always on the defensive about his privileges in life, and of course that has been backfiring.
Yes.
In the sense that people do not see that he is one with them, especially the poor.
Richard?
Yeah, I think this was definitely much better than round two. Finally, we see some exchanges. I think the first and second debate really set a lot of expectations that we're going to see a lot of mudslinging back and forth among candidates. But it was extremely respectful, the way I see it. I think Binay performed the worst among all of them. This was really, more put it right, this is your opportunity, last opportunity, to a little bit at least, undermine this image that you lack integrity and you're corrupt and all, and Binay just digressed and just dismissed the whole issue. And I think that was a very weak performance. I think this was a close round between Duterte and Mar. I would give it to them. Because Duterte had a very problematic issue to deal with, which was the rape joke and the issue of women. And that was a very good opportunity for Poe to get at him.
Correct.
But he handled it very well. He turned it around and promoted the Davao model, which I think was a very good thing that he did. And then he looked like a gentleman by being so nice to Miriam.
Yes.
So what a good combination for
Exactly.
perfect timing. So he used the Miriam, questioning exchange to show that I'm actually a gentleman. I'm not against women. In Duterte, we have certain rules, but it's a model that works. So he turned it around, used it as a time for promoting himself. And I think the exchanges between Miriam and Mar was very good, because the question that Miriam asked actually allowed for Mar to re-emphasize to the world and to the Filipinos that actually he has an excellent educational institution, one of the best, not only United States, in the world, as far as UPenn is concerned. He also said, yes, I'm a Batman. I mean, it's not my fault if I were born, with a silver spoon in my mouth. But what's important is how I turn that into opportunity to help the poor. And he consistently says that. I think the problem with Mar campaign was he wanted to be what he was not.
What he wasn't,
You see, that's why the Mr. Palenque worked,
of course,
because he's a
we talked about
Wharton guy.
this,
He's a Wall Street guy.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I think people would appreciate that. The problem was that he thought Binay is his real opponent, and he wanted to play the Binay game, and absolutely that was not his game. We already saw how his pajak kind of strategy, was a really failure in 2010. So I was surprised that he didn't change that much. But now you're seeing the more Mr. Palenque, a man of competence. I may come from an elite background, but what's important is where my heart is, and that's serving to people. So I'll give this a very close fight between Duterte and Roxas. And I think Duterte did very good, knowing how the rape joke issue could have really undermined his momentum.
Yes.
But do you,
Go ahead. Go.
But do you think Maro has resonated very well with the population or with those who were watching?
He spoke in English.
That's right.
He
That's right. It was
spoke in
perfect English, right?
Remember, he's weakest in ABC,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, okay.
He's the weakest in
fair
ABC.
enough,
Right.
So I think he wanted to remind people, by the way, I'm perhaps the most educated guy here, or one of the best educated. So why do you hate me so much? So I think that was not really bad, because he's fine with D&E. He's not doing that bad. He's really just weak among ABC. Right?
So what's
So
interesting?
I don't think it's a problem that he used English.
In the town hall round, we had poll results, and just coming back from this, Duterte is at number one with
Is he? Okay.
65.63%. Defensor Santiago and Roxas are tied at 12.5%. Poe is at 8.13%, and Binay is 1.25%. This is, of course, a skew to the internet, right? To the people who are online. In terms of Binay letting go, I guess let me ask about Binay. He did the worst here. He was given a chance to once again defend himself. He chose not to. He deflected it. How did you read this?
Jail?
Somehow I feel that Binay is aware that the more that he speaks, the deeper the grave that he digs, right, for himself. And I think he was just being very cautious. Of course, he could not resist, right, attacking Poe. I think Binay does not see Duterte as the opponent here. It's rather Poe. I get the sense that he's trying to steal the votes, not from Mar, but from Poe.
They're tied essentially,
Yes, and so if he could always bring back up that issue about her citizenship, which he already did on the second presidential debate, it could further discourage or at least convince Poe supporters that he's more trustworthy than she is.
I mean, with Binay, his predicament is really difficult, isn't it? Because the COA already has kind of final verdict, right?
Yes,
But
yes.
I mean, one way of getting back at it is to portray this entire thing as a, as a political assassination, as a character assassination.
Which he has
campaign.
always.
He has done it, but I think he has not done it in a. He doesn't look sincere when he says that.
No,
he has to do
no,
it in a better way. And the other thing is, I mean, Duterte keeps on talking about the Makati, the Davao model. Why doesn't Binay talk much about his Makati model? Why don't we talk about the MMDA? But why not the Makati model? Because I think that's what D&E love about it. The Makati model of welfare and populism.
Oh, and we are back. We're going to go back to the debate now.
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
Sorry.